The biggest question that has been on our minds since the first day of the Israel-Gaza conflict still remains a mystery. How did Hamas launch such a large operation without Israel's knowledge? So large that rockets from Gaza continued to rain down on Israeli cities for weeks. And the resistance continues. Somehow Hamas smuggled large amounts of weapons into Gaza undetected. Clearly the tunnels played a very important role. 60 feet below, it's nearly 300 miles extending into a region less than half that length. How did Gazans manage to conceal such extensive and sustained activity over the years it took to build them? So hide them from the world's most effective intelligence agency. There was no doubt that a network of smuggling tunnels from Egypt already existed. But the new arteries planned as specific arrowheads for a coordinated campaign against Israel around the 7th of October had to be precisely purpose-built. And the Israelis missed this. Various conspiracy theories were floating around, the most important of which was that Bibi Netanyahu knew but looked the other way for political purposes. You've heard the narrative he needed a crisis to fend off corruption investigations, save his career, or unite the country behind him. It is even possible to ethnically cleanse Gaza once and for all. While the equation seems compelling at first glance, it falls flat upon closer examination. The truth is that if had known, he could not have kept the intelligence services quiet, and they would have been the ones to find out before did. He couldn't keep them in line. Israel has too many dissenting voices at highest levels of the hierarchy, especially in defense and intelligence bureaucracy. Any information silenced from above would leak out loudly. Moreover, Israelis, including Netanyahu, do not think so. They know about an attack and are ready to sacrifice a few people for a distant goal. Finally, Netanyahu have known in advance that a successful surprise attack by Hamas would end career, his reputation, legacy, and the future of everyone close to him. And that it be so once the war was over. The tunnels clearly played a central role in Hamas operations. Tunnel warfare is not so secret that it remains completely unknown. In the First World War this was almost as common a phenomenon as trench networks. Each side was literally tunneling to undermine the other. The Viet Cong used tunnels extensively during the Vietnam War. And in Ukraine they are found everywhere. They featured prominently prisoner of war escape attempts in World War II and many prisons around the world for decades, even centuries. The Israelis have constantly struggled with the Gaza tunnels in the past. Precautions and countermeasures have now become almost a worldwide science. For example, laying mines, disposal or finding a range. You can bet that Israel is using saturation-level audio and video surveillance over Gaza. Facial recognition, voice recognition, human voice, movement pattern tracking,